Welcome everybody to Rob's MetalWorks. We are here on this freezing evening here in San Antonio, continuing to deliver the best heavy metal bands that San Antonio has to offer. And many of you guys who follow us on our socials know that I've been talking about the tech death band called Athanatos. I hope I said it right.
Hell yeah. What's up?
Welcome guys, welcome to the show. How are you guys doing?
Doing good.
Doing good.
Fantastic.
All right. I'm glad that we've had a little chance to talk and get to know each other before we dive into Biogenesis, your latest record. But tonight, you know, our viewers outside of the area are going to be learning about you guys for the first time. So I really kind of want to start there. And because, you know, I'll be frank, I'm kind of new to the band too. I think I first found out about you guys last fall. But really have been digging a lot of what I'm seeing online. So for those people, share a little bit about how Athanatos kind of came together as a band.
Yeah, well, so our guitarist and our vocalist had a few, projects in the past, and then after them not working out, we came into contact with our guitarist in one of our older projects, and he happened to have this band as a next effort to do something by himself. And so he originally hit me up and was saying that he needed a drummer. And so, I was intrigued because it was the first time I'd heard some music like that locally.
Yeah.
So I was genuinely impressed with the demos and stuff.
Yeah.
And then we worked together. I recorded some pre-pro stuff and hit up Nathan, obviously, because he's a crazy bassist. We needed someone that can match the intensity.
Right. Well, I was telling you off camera, man, God, when I heard the drumming on Biogenesis, I was like, man, I said, is this really this guy Ethan pulling this shit off? Because it was it's so brutal and fast. I didn't know if that was really you, man.
Yeah.
Wow, that's killer. So what year was that?
That was in 2014.
2014, huh?
Long
Cool. It seems like, it's been a long time, but 2014 was about 6 years now that the band has kind of really been coming together. And it seems that good things are finally starting to happen for
us.
Yes, yeah. So we're going to talk all about that tonight. I use the word tech death to kind of describe, what you guys are doing. Definitely something that I don't hear a lot of locally. And just because as I was telling you guys, I don't think a lot of people can really pull it off, and pull it off well. There's bands who can try to do it, but really just pull it off well and be so fucking tight, because you have to be tight and technical and skillful to really kind of pull this stuff out. So what do you tell people when they ask you what you're delivering? What do you tell them?
What do we deliver? Not DiGiorno's.
Just I don't know, just music that we enjoy playing. We try to I don't know. I just tell people we just make music. Yeah. And it's at more complex than you would normally hear, pretty much. That's pretty much what I tell people.
What we go for? You think riffs?
I guess with me, I like riffing a lot.
Yeah.
So I like to make riffs really interesting, and I guess just not so plain. I like to add dynamics and stuff like that. So.
And I think Thomas said something earlier that I found intriguing too. He said a lot of time changes. A lot of kind of really speedy stuff.
He's the mastermind for all.
Yeah.
This dude too. He'll just write some stuff, and he doesn't off the bat know which time signature it falls in, and it'll just be some crazy stuff.
Yeah.
So we make it work.
And I was remiss, everybody. I apologize. So we have Martin on guitars, Ethan on drums, and Nathan, the bass player, with us this evening. It also kind of I came to know that you guys kind of really jumped out of the gate pretty fast. It wasn't long after your formation that you already kind of had a record out, right? The Obsolescent Existence came out, right?
Yeah.
So talk a little bit about that initial effort. How soon did you kind of want to put that out and get it together? And then kind of what did you feel was the reception like here locally?
Yeah, so right at the beginning, me and the guitarist Johnny worked on some, just pre-production and first song ideas, and then we ended up with 3 full songs, and we released our little EP in 2015, and that was right after Nathan had joined, or a while after Nathan had joined, but when he was able to actually write to it, and we all got the feel for each other's playing, and then within the next year we were able to write the rest of the album and dropped it in 2016. And I don't know, I feel like it definitely was the step that we all wanted to take as far as playing like more complicated music, and we got a decent reception right away, especially in Austin. So we were really thankful for that. And then now lately we were getting a lot more opportunities and stuff here. So
I'm glad you say that, and not to divulge everything we were talking about off camera, but Austin has always kind of had like I've always kind of felt a little bit, their metal scene is a little bit more diverse.
Yes, for
sure.
Totally
their
diverse.
music
scene in general, because I mean they have everything.
Yeah. But even within their metal scene, forget all the other stuff. Like even within just the metal crowd, it's and I don't mean to sound derogatory at all to anybody, but they have a very kind of high level type of metal fans there.
Yes,
very articulate, kind of like they really dig into like deep stuff. And with your guys' music, it's so brutal and fast and technical. I think that there's some people out there that your music might just go a little bit over their head.
Yeah, it might not be what people are wanting.
Yeah, we definitely get that a lot. Like, we'll play shows and people just kind of stand there like
what the fuck is this shit?
Where's the breakdown?
They're like, oh, my neck's hurting.
Yeah.
When are they gonna
chill? This shit?
Yeah. Like I can't keep up. Yeah, so that's cool, man. And like I was even telling I had to kind of absorb your music a little bit and really listen to it, because aside from all the brutality, I'm trying to listen to what's happening underneath the surface. And then you guys have a couple of interludes, and we'll talk about that in Biogenesis. But I think, like I said, there's not a lot of bands who do that stuff. So that was one of the reasons I was attracted to bringing you guys on the show, because I really wanted to share. So since Obsolescent came out, how do you kind of feel in that time frame now that you have the band really kind of solidified, and Martin we know came in a little later, but how has the band kind of grown since that time? How do you feel?
I'd say as a whole, we've all dedicated so much more time to practicing and evolving our own abilities, our comfortability and like music theory and things like that. And then Martin coming in like right off the bat just took us to a different level, because like the stuff that he was already comfortable with, his mundane, if you will, was already just like a whole next level as far as guitar wise. Because I'd say like in San Antonio, he's got to be one of the top. Like, he's crazy.
Yeah, crazy. Martin,
tell him I said that, though.
Add anything to that, Martin. Go ahead and grab the mic.
Okay. Well, I just want to say that Ethan, he's actually a pretty good guitar player. I think he's an amazing writer. The song Xenoverse, he actually started writing that, and when he showed me that, he was like, yeah, I wrote this like when I was like in high school or something.
Wow.
And I was like, what? And I was like, well, I'd like to add my flair to it too, so we wrote together. Like, honestly, Biogenesis was mostly just me and Ethan, like, just in his room. He was on his laptop. I was on the floor with my guitar and my Line 6 Helix. We're just trying to throw out ideas, and that was, like, really, really fun. And, of course, Nathan, he added his pizzazz to it later on.
Xenoverse is actually one of my favorite songs on the record.
Wow. See,
that one and Precursor 2, Dissolution.
Wow.
Those are my two favorite songs.
That's cool, man. Yeah. So one thing I did want to say is I know like the record can be heavy and brutal, but one thing about me is I really do care about melody too. So I don't know if you've heard you've probably heard the song. It's called Primeval, I believe. Mm-hmm. And in the last section, it has a very like beautiful melody. Uh-huh. And that's one
The Evolution?
No, not Evolution. Yeah. And I just wanted to show that I could write, you could put like, I guess like pretty stuff, in metal too, but it just depends like if you can do it right. And I feel like I did it right on here, and it was a challenge. And then plus Ethan, like I said, he's a really good guitar player, because he showed me something that I've never like really thought of, and it's these harmonies. They're called like fourths or sevenths or stuff like that, and I didn't have no knowledge in that. But once he showed me that, it really opened something completely new for me, and it inspired me so much, and that's why I had so much fun writing with him.
That's great,
because he's a phenomenal musician.
And you guys were telling me all of you guys are kind of like from the northeast side of San Antonio, right? East Central. Y'all went to East Central High School,
Yeah.
And you guys are fairly young cats, man. So that's cool. I mean, I think it's very important that you have that kind of bond or friendship or brotherhood on the back end in order to kind of facilitate a lot of what you're doing musically too. Yeah, that's great, man. That's awesome. Go ahead, continue.
One thing that's crazy is I'm in another band called Zerl, but the thing is we haven't really been doing anything, and these guys, I always saw them like just doing like awesome things, and they've always wanted me to join, but I try to stay loyal, you know. But it's like, you know, these guys are doing things, and I want to be on that, you know. I want to be musically active. And these guys are just phenomenal musicians, and I made a right choice, you know, joining these guys.
Yeah,
so,
awesome.
So I wanted to say.
So how long have you been with them now, Martin?
2 years. About
2 years now.
And it's been fun, and it's gonna continue on being fun.
Yeah, that's great. But the rest of the lineup too has been together since the beginning too, right? Yeah, that's very important too. I mean, I meet bands all the time, and they're always kind of like, you know, there's like two main dudes, and then there's other people who are switching in and out. Yeah, well, that's cool, man. I'm glad. You know, with Biogenesis, I feel like there's definitely some growth there, and really that you guys are at a certain level now where, for me not to kind of talk about this record on our program, I kind of felt was a disservice to the metal fans who watch our show, because it's such a fine piece of work all the way around. The name of the band, the artwork, you know, the music, the tunes. Obviously, we're going to talk about the storyline of Biogenesis, just from the titles. Is that all Juan's that does that stuff?
It's a collaborative effort between me and Juan.
Okay, cool. So you can talk about it. Okay, so everybody, so let's talk about your brand new record, Biogenesis. And it's really cool that you're here on the show, because the record comes out in 5 days.
6 days.
6 days. So on February 19th, everybody, the record comes out. Be sure to look for it. It's on Lacerated Enemy Records, and it will be available everywhere. So we talked a little bit about some of that growth. Let's talk a little bit about how you guys got the deal with Lacerated Enemy Records. How did that happen? And share a little bit about who Lacerated is, because as I told you before, I'm not too familiar with them.
Well, they're a label from the Czech Republic. Pretty much how we get started with them, they started flirting with us on Instagram, and, you know, we liked them, so we started flirting back. And they had mentioned that they had really liked our at the time, our most recent single, Dimensional Apex. So we're like, oh, hell yeah, like, that's cool that you liked it. And, you know, they started saying, like, you know, they wanted to work with us. They were interested in us in tours and stuff like that. So we're like, hell yeah, like, we really like a few of the bands that were on that label. So we were like, fuck, like, it'd be so sick to, like, be on a label with them also. Like, hopefully, like, maybe get some tours with them or something. Hopefully that can happen. But yeah, so it pretty much went from there, and ever since then they've just been taking really good care of us, trying to do the most for the album, pretty much.
And so you guys had kind of sent them the roughs or the finished record, and then they were like they were all into it.
Well, because they had asked us. They said
they heard Dissolution first.
Oh yeah.
And then they emailed us.
Oh yeah. It was that, and then they were like, "Well, do y'all have anything new?" So we're like, "Yeah, we actually pretty much have a full album." We perfect timing. Like, so we sent them like all like the not pre-pros, but like the most updated version of the beginning process of the mixing and mastering.
Yep.
And they're like, "Yeah, we fuck with it. Like, we want to work with you." We're like, "Fuck yeah,
that's great, dude. That's sick. Awesome." And you know, as we were talking. The Czech Republic, being right kind of in the central of Europe, they have so much more, feelers and network in that area to really kind of share the band's name. And obviously, I'm sure they're going to want you guys to go play over there at some point. Hopefully we can.
I hope.
If we can all get through this pandemic, man.
Uh-huh.
Nathan, you said something interesting right now, and I was going to ask you about this. It's gonna be like 4 or 5 years since Obsolescent Existence came out, and there was like this 4 or 5 year period, and then you kind of I guess to kind of keep your name out there, release that single. Was Dimensional Apex supposed to be on Biogenesis? Was that the initial plan or no?
No, so basically Dimensional was the first writing effort that we did with Martin. So it's like all of us together, free jamming, and then coming up with some concrete parts and just like writing an entire song off that. And so we put it out to like, sustain ourselves because it's been a minute since we'd really done anything other than play shows. But yeah, it was just basically us showcasing, Martin, because he gets to do that crazy solo at the end.
Yeah, I've heard it on YouTube. I heard it on YouTube. Mm-hmm. Can one of you guys send me an MP3 of that song?
Yeah, for sure.
Please send it to me. I'd love to have it on my phone. I'm not honestly. I'm old school, so I'm not into Spotify.
Oh, good, yeah,
and all that stuff.
The digital age took the money out of the metal for sure.
And I always kind of feel like if I listen to something streaming, it just doesn't sound as good.
That's true.
Because it's so fucking compressed.
We're trying to get vinyls too, by the way.
Oh, cool. Well, we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about that.
If you want to pay for it, go ahead.
Yeah, I know, right? So you guys released that single, then releasing Biogenesis now. I was telling you guys how great it sounds on my stereo. Where did y'all record the record at?
So we ended up recording it with our friend Evan Wadsworth. He was in a band locally called Halogen, and then he's just an all-around like super good guitarist and producer. So we were super stoked to work with him. He's been friends with us for since around the time we started the band.
Did he also kind of help you fine-tune some of the tracks a little bit? Or he just recorded and mixed it?
No, I mean, he had his, like with guitar, would you say he helped you, like, with tones or anything?
Just input and stuff like that?
Or it was all pretty much you?
I mean, mostly it was just production, but I guess he would ask my opinion, like, on the guitar tone and stuff like that, and I would just tell him what I would want, and he got it done, so, yeah.
Cool. You did a fine job, man. It sounds great. But I also kind of came to find out that you guys had started recording this record back at the end of 2019.
Yeah.
So it had kind of been a little while, and we don't need to get all into the dirt about what took so long. But obviously, you're really happy now that this record is out. Maybe it was a blessing that there was that delay.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And then you guys got the deal with Lacerated.
No doubt. Yeah, because I mean, we were planning on releasing it ourselves.
Yeah.
But it was just so perfect timing that that they had hit us up. So it's like, cause like we would be releasing it to like people who already follow us, people who already like us.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that. But now that they're releasing it, it's just being broadcasted to like a wider audience.
Yeah.
So which is freaking awesome, cause like in my opinion, I mean we all worked really hard on this album, and I kind of feel like it just there's a little bit more exposure than just our YouTube channel and our listeners.
Sure.
So it's like now that it's like out there, well, it's gonna be out there.
Yeah.
So
for sure, dude. I mean, for sure, that's definitely it's always cool to kind of massage and love on your core fan base, but you really want to kind of spread and have people learn about the band, outside of our area too, and I think that's cool that you guys have a European label because. Everything's so condensed over there, and really and I know that all the metal guys, all the industry people out there, the publicists, the fucking labels, the promoters, they all fucking know each other, and they're all friends with each other for the most part.
Yeah.
So like it's not going to be very difficult for Lacerated to really pump you guys out there. You guys have already released a couple singles from the record, and obviously all you people out there can check them out. Tell us a little bit about the singles and which ones that you released.
So we dropped Precursor 2 first because it was the first song we wrote for the album, and it was we wrote it before Martin joined, but then after he joined, he helped us tweak some parts like in the solo and stuff. And then afterwards, we had that big delay. And then after we started working with the label, we were able to release Revulsion finally, which is one we'd worked on for a pretty good amount of time. And Nathan actually shot and edited the whole music video for that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Over the course of like a year and a half of buying my old camera, he just like became a guru with all that shit.
Wow, that's cool, Nathan.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I just
self-taught.
Yeah, because I was
grab the mic.
My job had kind of let me go for a while because of quarantine. What's it called? And I was like, well, I have all this fucking free time. Like, why not just do something badass with it? So I was just like, we wanted music videos and shit, and I was just like, I'm tired of paying people for this shit, so I'll just learn it.
Yeah.
Spent a whole bunch of time learning it, got a nice camera, and then just kind of I kind of had like a vision of like what I wanted kind of it to look like, and also it's like I wanted to come out hard instead of like our first single being just like a playthrough, because you know anyone could film that on like their phone or whatever. Not saying anything bad about it, but I was like, I want a music video,
right?
So it's just like I put some time and effort into learning it, shot it, edited it. If you
so
see,
both the singles were videos.
Yeah, both the singles are videos.
Right, great.
But if you watch the Revulsion video, fun fact, that's actually done in our living room, but it looks like we're in fucking hell or some shit. But yeah, it's in our living room, and
that's what it's all about.
Yeah,
that's what you're going for.
Yeah, it was fucking tight. Yeah, our living room is hell. It has a lot of cat shit and
wow,
cat piss. Wow. Yeah. But yeah, so it was sick.
Scary. Cool. Everybody out there, we are talking about the band's sophomore record. It is called Biogenesis. It will be out on February 19th on Lacerated Enemy Records. It has 8 kick-ass songs. All you people out there, after you watch this interview, be sure to look for it. It will probably be hitting the streets right when you watch this interview. The date is February 19th. Be sure to look for it. Now, let's talk about the lyrical theme or the content of what this record is saying. I remember that kind of intrigued me too, like the whole the whole alien in there is kind of mutated. I don't know if that's that used to be a human being. Yeah. And then kind of like the song titles that kind of have like subtitles, you know. So we have the Biogenesis trio, and then we have Precursor 1 and 2. One of the title tracks for the 4th track is called Pathogen. So when I was thinking about this, man, I was like, man, this is like a sci-fi movie. Yeah. It's kind of scary and freaky. And so the artwork too really kind of encompassed a lot of the lyrical content. So share a little bit about that I want to know too. Like, I don't know specifically what you were trying to go for there.
Well, I can't speak much on the lyrical content just because I focus just on my parts. But for like the album artwork, we found an artist that we really liked. I'm blanking on his name right now. Oh yeah, Armada Art. So I forgot who all it was, but it was like I think me, Ethan, and Juan. We were all just like in the living room, like, damn, what do we want the album cover to look like? Because we didn't want to do like, oh, you have this art for sale, let's just take it. Like we wanted,
right.
We wanted pretty much everything from scratch.
Custom.
Yeah, custom. So we were just kind of spitballing ideas back and forth, like, oh, like this would be cool, this color scheme would be sick, or like this or that. So we hit up the artist, and we just kind of told him the concept of the album and kind of the concept of what we wanted for the artwork. And then he sent us back some rough sketches, and I had sent him back some rough sketches, like, oh, maybe change this a little bit. And then pretty quick, the turnaround time was sick, and he sent us that, and we were all like, fuck. Like, I was like, dude, I feel like I'm watching porn for the first time.
Wow.
It was so sick.
Wow. And Ethan, talk a little bit about kind of the theme for this record.
Yeah, so for the lyrical content, so we started with an original concept that Johnny had started formulating himself, and that was when we were first starting to even write a second album. So, you know, we're just coming up with more and more ideas. So basically, Precursor is that segment that Johnny wrote, and it's like how aliens were, you know, on the Earth and like all throughout the galaxy, but on Earth, and they had a presence everywhere, and they had to recycle the Earth over and over because so it's like all the biblical, you know,
the Great Flood,
all those things really happened, but it was aliens,
made it happen.
Restarting the drawing board. And so
they killed off all the Nephilim, all the giants, all the chimeras, I kind of believe that stuff, man.
Yeah, shit.
I know a lot about that stuff.
Nice, hell yeah, respect. And then so Pathogen and Revulsion are the bridge to the biogenesis movements, which are basically like Pathogen is another wave of they release disease and stuff to.
That's what we're living through, the pathogen right now.
I was gonna say it's actually perfect timing, but
they're purging people.
But fuck off,
they're
Corona.
Killing
We
all
thought
the
of it
Mexicans.
first. No comment. But yeah, so then when the biogenesis movement comes around, it's basically talking about like they're taking the species that's here and they're analyzing it and they're perfecting it to create the ultimate species that is actually beneficial to the universe, which they don't see the human race as. So
right. I kind of that's great. That's a great kind of theme there. I really like that because I think not to go off on a tangent, but I think that more and more people are coming took grips with the fact that there has to be intelligent life in the universe.
Yes, of course.
It's mathematically impossible that there's not.
How are we the only speck that ended up here?
Exactly. But I think too now, people are starting to kind of realize that the evolution of man over the history of our planet is definitely not something that just kind of happened by mistake.
Right. Yeah.
I've read a lot of there's people now who are dying. People who had military clearances and stuff like that who are dying and they're coming out and saying this shit now.
They're like, they can't kill me now. Shit.
Yeah, I'm already like, what are they gonna do to me? Yeah, and I think that there's some people, it could be the Catholic Church, it could be, various governments who are still kind of afraid of
the truth.
If the truth came out and said, the aliens altered our DNA and we became Homo sapiens. So
I mean,
like whoa! Like if I told my mom that, she'd probably keel over and die right then and there. Or she.
That's sick.
We'd have a conversation for sure. You walked up to me on the subway
so
and said that.
If
shit.
you're into all that stuff, check out exactly right. Let me alter your gene, Nathan. your height gene. Wow. So that's cool. That's cool, man. So it's really like this record really is like a holistic kind of piece of work.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that kind of intrigued me too. And you have to have someone in the band who has that vision and somehow puts it all together.
Yeah.
And that's great to see. You're not just, like you said, slapping on somebody's artwork that was on their wall and putting it together and putting it out. And there's some people out there that think they can do that. But when I see something like this, I kind of knew already, like, wow, they really thought about the titles and the artwork and the songs, and I could even hear, even in Juan singing, he said the word mutation a couple of times. I'm like, wow, that's cool.
Yeah, we're trying to use a lot of sci-fi words.
Yeah, that's cool. Despite his ultimate guttural fucking vocals, I can still hear it. Yeah, I've seen Juan's playthrough videos, and he's a sick singer, man.
The kid's an animal.
Okay, so one of the things too that I thought was really cool, and I kind of saw on your Facebook, is that before the pandemic, you guys weren't just playing here in San Antonio, but also kind of playing in the region, in the area, right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like right when we started as a band, our main goal was like, okay, we don't want to just play San Antonio forever. Like we love San Antonio, but at the same time, our goal is just to like get as far as possible. And like within the first year, we ended up doing like a small tour to Oregon. It had its hiccups. It wasn't amazing, but at the same time, we hit our goal of just like playing venues that weren't down the street from where we grew up. Just trying to like push. And then so recently we've branched out to other spots in Texas. Played more in like.
You were telling me earlier Dallas. I know you guys have done Houston.
Yeah. Corpus, McAllen, a lot.
Oh, cool.
Pretty much every big city in Texas.
Yeah, that's cool, man. That's important to grow your base, and a lot of those. Those snafus that you have on the road, which anything could happen.
Yeah.
I mean, those
anything
are just
happen.
Those are just like growing pains. Tell us a story. Any crazy story?
Oh, Jimmy Littlefield?
Okay, yeah, I'll tell the cop story.
Oh yeah, I wasn't there for the full thing because I bitched out and I ran away. I was like, okay, they're gonna get arrested, not me. But anyway, so we were playing. Okay, it was Portland. We were playing in Portland, Oregon.
Wow.
And we were on tour with our homies in Desecrated Remains. Shout out to them. They're not a band anymore. Really sad, but they're like our huge homies. So we were on tour with them, and so after the show, fucking this guy just comes up to us and is like, "Yo, like, what's it called? I know how it is being like an up and coming band, trying to tour, trying to find a place to sleep. I got a fucking mansion. How about y'all come through and stay?" And we're like, "Okay, well, we have another band with us." He's like, "Fuck it, bring them too." So we're like, "Okay, fuck yeah." So we told them about it. They're like, "Yeah, we'll be down." So he was like, but it was kind of weird at first because like after the show, he was like, "Okay, guys, we gotta go now." And we're just like, he was like, "It's 5 minutes away," and we're like, okay. So we started driving down this road that is way longer than 5 minutes. No lights, no houses, no nothing. And we're like, yeah, we're gonna get fucking killed. But we just kept driving, and then sure enough, we pull up and there's a fucking mansion, and he's like, "I'm nice enough to let y'all guys fucking stay here. Don't steal my shit." We're like, "Okay, bet." So he just starts giving us a tour of his house, and it's fucking huge. He has a stage inside of his house, like a full room, just gear everywhere, hundreds of guitars.
Wow.
He had like all these fucking the wall, all over the floor.
Psycho.
Yeah.
Wow.
And you know, he has weed plants like in his restroom, like in these weird rooms and shit. We're just like, dude, what the fuck? And like he has like a swimming pool and like everything. So like he's like, yeah, we'll just fucking party, we'll just fucking hang out and shit.
Was he like an older dude or like a younger?
Yeah,
dude?
like he was older, like. I don't want to say age.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he was like an older dude, and like so we were fucking jamming and shit. We were all just free jamming in his living room, playing all the instruments. We didn't know he had a fucking wife, and his wife comes down and is like, "Who the fuck are y'all?" And we just kind of stop and we're like looking like, "Who the fuck are you?" And she's like, "Where's Jimmy?" So we're like, she just like goes, she's like yelling at him and shit, and then like she comes back in, he comes back, he's like, "Yeah, no more jamming tonight."
I know so many bands are struggling right now, and not only are they missing playing live, and really kind of that's how you promote and grow your fan base. So you're kind of in a stalemate right now, not being able to do that. But I hope that your new record, when it comes out, it really goes and hits a lot of different avenues, like our program, all over, and I'm sure that people are going to be listening to it. So I wish you guys the best, man, this coming year. We'll see what happens,
Yeah, for sure.
And definitely, did Nathan, did you say there was a show coming up or something?
Yeah.
Oh, we actually have
talk about that. So
we have an album release show on the day our album comes out.
Oh, okay.
Come and take it live, Austin, Texas. We play it like 11:15 to like midnight. We got a whole new stage setup. It's crazy. We got new merch specifically for the show.
Right.
So come out because we're gonna play like almost the whole album. It's gonna be sick.
Wow. Cool. Yeah. Man, I hope it's not too cold. I want to go out there. Driving all the way up there, but yeah, that's cool, man. I'm glad.
We'll keep you warm.
Yeah, all right. In the back. I'll be in the van. That's cool, guys. So all you people out there want to check them out, just go up to Austin in 6 days.
Yeah. 6 days.
6 days. Are you really
countdown?
Are you really excited about getting this record out? At
Yes,
this point?
it's been such a long.
Go ahead.
It's been such a long time coming, and like all of us put our all into this. So to see the reception and everything coming after, it's gonna be like surreal. Especially playing a show on the day of, because we were never able to like coordinate such a organized event for our releases and stuff. It's all just kind of happened. So it's good.
I'm really excited about it because a lot of people, people that I know, like really knew Athanatos a lot, and they always told me that they thought I would be a perfect addition to it, and I knew I would too. But now, for them to finally hear like what I can do in this band, it's gonna make a lot of my friends happy, and a lot of my friends are really stoked for me, and I'm stoked for this record too. I'm super proud of it. This is stuff that I've never really done before. I feel like my soloing is way better than what I've done before, so super proud.
Cool,
so, yeah.
man.
Hell yeah.
I'm happy for you guys too, and I've been privy to have the record for several weeks now, and I jam to it at least once a day. Just to get my super brutality fix. Yeah, so I'm jamming it. Great, guys. I look forward to following you and this year and seeing what's happening. I will try to make it up to Austin on the 19th. We'll see.
Fuck yeah.
Any last words? Anything I missed? Anything you want to share with people out there who are going to watch this interview?
Well, I just want to say thank you to Rob and to all our fans, everyone that's continuously supported us and giving us a chance based on not hearing us and stuff. It means the world. Like, there's no high that we can get like that high on the stage.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Yeah, I mean, I know the world sucks right now, COVID, but like any bands that are struggling right now, just keep through it. Just use your time wisely. Like, get better at your instrument. Promote yourself. Just practice more. Get solid, man. Like, that's really all we can do right now. It sucks not playing shows. That's like the best thing in my life is playing shows. But like, just work at it. Cool. Stay strong. Don't give up. Don't break up.
What about you, Martin?
Pretty much the same thing like what Nathan said, get better. So how I'm doing that is I'm taking lessons from Ron Jarzenbeck.
Oh, Ronnie Jarzenbeck.
And I'm super excited about that. So I'm really excited for what we're going to do on the next album. We don't know what we're doing yet, but how are we going to top Biogenesis? I don't know, but we're going to try our best, though.
And I know guys like you were always kind of staying busy and writing, coming up with new ideas, being creative. And I don't even want to talk about you writing new music at this point. Because I really want to promote Biogenesis, and hopefully, I think this is a record that you guys can support at least for a year. At least for a year. And for you guys really not to support it for that amount of time before you start talking about your new record or new music would kind of be a disservice to really the amount of work that you've put into Biogenesis. So guys, again, thank you very much for coming over on this cryogenic night. It's freezing outside. It really is. Like, so like Thomas was even calling like, Rob, are we still doing the interview, man? It's freaking cold outside. I'm like, well, you know, Athanatos hasn't canceled yet, so I think it's going down.
Rob, chill, ya ice hole.
Thank you guys for coming over.
Thank you.
Okay. So remember everybody, the brand new record from Athanatos is coming out on the 19th. It's called Biogenesis. Be sure to look for it and check it out. You saw the band only right here on Rob's MetalWorks.